Okay, hi everyone. This is the first episode of Do Essential Chat with Steve and Shari. This is our weekly chat about all things Doterra, starting this week with what is success. Who knows? Who knows what success is? But let's introduce ourselves. Let's hand you over to Shari.
Hi, my name is Shari Soelberg, and I'm the owner of a global business educating others on the power of essential oils and the best way to get them into their homes. The opportunity I have to mentor others in growing their own business is one of the most fulfilling things I've done. I've been married to my sweetheart for 36 years, and we have 5 children. I deeply care about others, and I can see their potential. I love knowing and feeling deep connections. I'm driven by guiding principles and set high standards in my life based upon those values. I love to cycle and hike and love living nestled against the mountains of the Wasatch Front in Utah. So, Steve, why don't you share a little bit about you?
Well, I'm not such the same. We're definitely the different, and this is what's going to work with this podcast. My name's Steve Jackson. As you can hear from the accent, I'm definitely not from America. I'm from Europe, UK originally, Finland most of the time, and then Spain the rest of the time. I've been running Doterra for a few years now. I mainly run online through social media, blogs, landing pages, and anything else I can think of out of the box, including this podcast. I also run a global business, helping people all over the world to make money, hopefully make money, and enjoy the Doterra products. I have a team in Australia, in a lot in Europe, and a very large team in the States. Also, as Shari said, married to a lovely man, Ken, but I'm married to a lovely-ish woman called Anya from Finland. We've been married for 26 years, and it seems like 26 years we've been married. So, but what's success? What is success? I mean, the subject today is success, and I sometimes wonder what that is. I'll just give my own personal view of it. I kind of see success as a very flirting stage in any development. It seems to be something which success seems to come and go, but the actual real work is really the energy you put in to get to that success. I mean, I don't know what you think, Shari. How do you think? How does that pan out in your life?
As I've been thinking about this, as we knew this was coming up, I thought, what success has changed over my life. And I think it's a fluctuating thing, and hopefully it's something we're paying attention to and looking at. At times success is achieving a certain rank in your company or receiving a promotion. As I get older, success becomes more about my relationships and what I'm giving back to the world. So I think it's just important to just look at it and ask yourself the questions. What is success to me? I like the little part in Alice in Wonderland where Alice meets the Cheshire Cat, and she asks him, who's sitting up in a tree, "What road do I take?" And the cat asked, "Where do you want to go?" "I don't know," Alice answered. Then said the cat, "It really doesn't matter, does it?" And I think sometimes we say, "I want success," but we don't take the time to sit down and define that for ourselves and set a roadmap so we can actually get there.
Well, there's that elephant in the room, isn't there? That people think success is something that happens easy, but really it's hard work. So I define achieving success rather than success itself. And I don't think not everyone really wants to do that bit. They want the success, but they don't want that bit between success, or the action they have to take to get to success.
if we think of ourselves like a boat on the ocean, it's in constant motion. It can't be completely still on the ocean because the waves are moving in one direction or another. And if you do nothing but just sit there, you will go somewhere. The ocean will take you somewhere, but it may not be where you want to go. So if you want success, you got to take out your paddle and start rowing towards the destination that you want so that you can get there. And that's, I think, applies to what you're talking about. Some people want the success, but they don't want to do the work. They don't want to get the paddle out. They want to visualize that it will happen and have a really great mindset around it, both of which I think are really important, but without the work and the actions.
This is a question for you. Do you think when it comes to your past successes in life and your future successes, for example, I find it easy to look back at my successes and say, I succeeded there, and then I kind of got an optimistic view that in the future I will get to that point.
Well, I think both are valuable, right? I think it's great to look back and see those successes and what we've learned from those successes. That gives us motivation and fuel to keep going. And it's important to look forward and see where we want to go and make sure the actions that we're doing daily are actually the ones that will get us there.
First on my degree over here, and the first lesson, I was thinking about this today, the first class we had, we were asked to write a full-page paper on how we learn. And that was like, hang on, I hadn't even thought about it. and it took me, you have to think about it, you write it down. And that was a massive help to me, even now. Because now I know how I learn. And I know how I work. It's the same thing. Learning and working, same thing.
Right.
So
I think that's an interesting point. And I think it kind of goes back to what I was talking about in the beginning. It's like, ask yourself the questions about what success looks like for you with the strengths that you have, right? It's easy to look around and see, oh, I want to do my business like that person because they're successful, and yet our gifts are completely different. And so we need to look at it from what are my strengths and how can I do this in a way that feels authentic to me? And what does success mean to me? It might not be the same as them.
One quote I'd like to say is I like this one a lot, and I think this says a lot about. And it's actually from Pele. Do you know Pele? Well, he's one of the most famous soccer players in the world.
Oh, yes, I do.
Brazil. Anyway, he said, "Success is no accident. It's hard work, persistence, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing and learning to do."
I love that.
I like that.
That's what I love about this business for me is I do love what I'm doing. I do love making a difference in people's lives. I love to see the impact it has on their health and their family. And I love to see the impact it has on their finances and giving people some of the freedom to actually live their life a little more the way that they want to, instead of just punching a time clock and being miserable at what they're doing. They have flexibility and they feel like they're making a difference in the world. And for a lot of people, that's missing in the jobs that they've had. You know, one quote I wanted to share too is Winston Churchill is one of my favorite. My grandfather loved him and quoted him often. But he says, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts." So sometimes you may try something and it flops completely. And you feel like I'm not a success. But it's part of the journey. It's part of the learning. It's part of the process. And failure is not fatal. I just love what he says. It's the courage to like look at it differently and figure out a new way to keep moving forward.
If you want to make money from this business, you want to be successful, you need to take action. And it's the first thing. You need to take action. Regardless what the action is, you need to do something.
Yeah.
Without doing anything, nothing will happen. But then also, you need to set goals. Without any goals, I say you won't know where you're going.
Yeah.
And it's amazing why someone like won't even write their goals down.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid they may have to commit to them. And you're kind of like shaking your head at that one. And then I said, well, also you need to make a plan. And then I would suggest you work on it every day.
Yeah.
And they said, well, what's after that? I said, success is after that. You do them 4 things, success is after that.
I love that.
And that's really, I think that's the only thing they need to know.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, all it needs is they need to take action. Don't bother with the rest. If they can't take action, forget the rest.
One thing before we and I think most of the people joining us are already in doTERRA, but there may be someone on here who is just kind of exploring the possibility. And so they can reach out to either of us, and we can support them in that. Maybe you can kind of explain where they could do that.
The sort of people who are going to join our businesses will generally already know about doTERRA, and they will find us on the landing page, or they will find us on the podcast page, and they will listen to because they will be able to freely listen to us, and they will either say, I really like that Shari, or I really like that Steve, and they will see our name down there, and they will just join one of us.
And they can just click on our pictures, right? And that'll take you to the page.
The picture will go to your doTERRA page.
Right.
And the picture of me will go to one of my personal landing pages.